Because every time I get on a flight, I find myself thinking, if things ever go south, like you wake up, you go to you fly from Chicago to Nashville, you turn around and go back, you hand out some snacks. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
And I think they make solid money.
But what do you mean if things go south?
Well, here, wherever, in my career.
Oh, at first I thought you meant like if things go south on the flight.
Same.
Is that really who you want in charge?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You want a big strapping man.
No, I meant if things ever go south in my career.
Gotcha.
I'm always thinking about backups.
Welcome back to Nanodosing. It is Tuesday today, and it is November the 11th, 11/11. Happy Veterans Day. It's Armistice Day for all my World War I heads out there. Today's episode is being brought to you by Game Time. College football season is in full swing. We got the polls. We got the College Football Playoff Committee putting out a bracket. It's all happening right now, and we got a slate that's loaded with great games this weekend. If you're going to a game, you go to a tailgate, you know that you want to get into that game. If you don't have tickets and you're at a tailgate and you want to get them at the last minute, that's where Game Time comes in. The Game Time app gives the advantage back to you, the fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in a few taps. It's incredibly easy to use. The Game Time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time at the best price. Plus, the fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. A lot of great games this weekend. I'm just looking at the slate right now. For the first time, we got Notre Dame at Pittsburgh. We got Oklahoma at Alabama. App State at James Madison. We got South Florida at Navy. That's going to be a great game. Come on, midshipmen. Think this is a big week for Navy.
Didn't look too great Saturday.
Did not look great, but guess what? Bounce back game. South Florida probably wishes Navy had won that game. So you could catch them off guard. That's not the case. Not this Navy team. Big T, what game are you looking at for this weekend?
I looked up Notre Dame at Pitt. Kind of probably a playoff play-in game for Notre Dame. This is really their last test. $118 for that matchup. You can get in at, it's called Acrisure Stadium now, which is a shame.
It's always going to be Heinz Field to me. But if you're looking it up by the stadium name and Game Time, make sure to put Acrisure. Should be a good game. Should be exciting. What's the weather going to be like? I feel like this, if you were to just tell me November 15th, Notre Dame, Pittsburgh playing, I'm thinking like 43 degrees and drizzly. Yeah.
I'm looking. Hang on.
Just a gross, great football weather game.
Talk about how great Game Time is.
Well, Game Time is the best. I use Game Time myself. I do it all the time. It's easy to find tickets if I'm going to a Cubs game. If I'm going to a Monday Night Football game, I'm using Game Time. You can download the app, create an account, use code MACRO, get $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account, redeem code MACRO, you get $20 off your first purchase with Game Time.
High of 58, low of 50, no precip.
Okay. In spirit, I feel like the game will be 42 degrees and drizzly.
Favors Notre Dame. I think if you're Pitt, you want that to be. I mean, Notre Dame's up north too, but
you want it mucked up if you're Pittsburgh. Yeah. I'm actually going to see if we can't get our good friends at Game Time to hook our researcher Mike up with some tickets, some Steelers-Ravens tickets this year. Send them to a game. We'll be using Game Time for that. So shout out Game Time. They are the best. Great sponsor of Macrodosing. And a great friend of college football fans everywhere. That's what I say about them.
Yep. Basketball, too. I use Game Time to go. I'm going to Illinois, Alabama next week.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah. United Center.
Are you going with Rico?
No, Rico, I think, is getting tickets like through the Alabama people, and I don't want to deal with that.
You guys don't want to sit together?
I would sit with Rico if he was in Gen Pop, but I think he's in like behind Bama's
administrative
bench.
Segregation?
I think so, yeah.
You should reach out.
Also, I'm going to wear my orange and white I Hate Alabama hat.
Okay, yeah,
so I don't know that would play.
No, he won't appreciate that.
Yeah.
Not with his good friend Nate Oates. We're back. It's Nanodosing. It is 11/11. It is the what anniversary would that be of World War I ending? Over 100 years.
Ended in 18. Right? 1918.
11/11/18. That sounds right.
1918.
Yeah. So 107.
107. How about that? How quickly time passes us all by. But there's a lot to get into today, and I'm excited to talk about it. Speaking of college football, how about them Dukes?
I actually was. I have a scenario for you.
Oh, it is scenario season.
Yeah.
Big time. Now, my internal metrics were pretty spot on.
Yeah. And we don't need to do a ton of college football, but I know you'll appreciate this.
Mm-hmm.
So you're aware that the college football playoff automatic qualifiers, it's not the Power Four conferences and one other one.
Right.
It's the 5 highest ranked conference champions.
Yep.
Which could theoretically mean this. Obviously, this is
it's a scenario.
Straw man example, but if the 5 highest ranked conference champions were the group of 5, those are the ones who would get in, right?
Yeah.
Have you looked at the odds to win the ACC recently?
I have.
So Georgia Tech is the favorite.
Yep.
But right behind them is 5-4 Duke.
Yeah.
Who only has 1 conference loss somehow and has gotten blitzed in 3 non-conference games. If Duke wins the ACC, there's a fair to middling chance that 2 of the highest ranked conference champions would be JMU and whoever wins the American, in which case the ACC might not get an automatic qualifier and 2 group of 5 conferences would.
That would be very funny.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of doomsday scenarios. So
and that's not all that unrealistic. I don't know who Duke closes with. I assume UNC is one of them.
Yeah, it's not out of this world crazy to suggest it. It's definitely a possibility.
Duke has Virginia, UNC, and Wake Forest. Virginia's at home.
Yeah.
Wake Forest is at home.
They could do it.
Yeah, 100%.
They could do it for sure. Now, if this was last season, it would get even more interesting because they tinkered with the format after last year. But along with the top 4 ranked conference champions, those would automatically get the buys.
Correct.
Last year. Like
Boise State did.
Like Boise State did. So we could be looking at a scenario where JMU, if they made it, would get a bye, and whoever wins the American would also get a bye in these playoffs.
Yeah.
If it was under last year's rules, but they changed those.
Yeah.
So I don't think that there's any world where JMU will be hosting a playoff game.
It'll be the 4 whoever plays in the Big Ten and SEC championship games.
Yeah. The scenario of Indiana might be dead. Indiana, JMU, first round.
Yeah.
Unless Ohio State just beats the shit out of Indiana.
I think they'd still probably be 4.
They probably would be. So I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, in the most recent AP Top 25, JMU was ranked 24 in the country. They're the top ranked group of 5 school in the nation right now. And we'll see what happens on Tuesday night when the real rankings come out for the CFP. Right now, AP is just kind of like a tease, giving you something to talk about until Tuesday night rolls around.
So JMU finishes with App State, Washington State, and at Coastal?
Yeah, big game this weekend. Big game against the Mountaineers. Rivalry game against App State. And then the following weekend, Washington State, which has the craziest schedule in the entire country. And there's a lot of rumors going around, swirling, that College Game Day might go to Harrisonburg for that game against Washington State. Yeah. Be pretty wild. Because I think all the other big games that weekend, they've already been to those campuses. It's like Oregon, USC maybe that weekend, which would be the logical choice for them to go to that, but I think they've already been there.
I'm looking up JMU alumni to see if they would run it back with the guest picker or go with maybe Lindsey Zarniak.
Listen,
Jim Acosta.
I would be flattered if they asked me to do it again. I think I got to let somebody else take it. If game day goes back, Jim Acosta, great guy from the Weather Channel. Is he still alive? Can we check on Jim Acosta? He might have stroked out from all the excitement getting to talk about snow last night.
He's only 54.
Yeah, but I mean he's
and alive.
I'm not saying that he would have passed away due to old age. I'm just saying we had thunder snow.
From a medical event.
We had thunder snow last night, and that's something that meteorologists will just cream themselves over.
Has Charles Haley done it before? Because they went to JMU at least once before you did it.
I don't think it was Charles. No, I don't think so.
Kind of crazy you got it before Charles Haley.
That is crazy. But yeah, I'd like to pass that along. Whoever, if they do go to Harrisonburg, feel free to ask somebody else. And if they can't do it, then I'll do it. But that's assuming that they would even want me back to do it again. But I think let somebody else take a turn. Now, if they want to give me another shot to kick a field goal and get some redemption on that, I would take that opportunity.
Yeah, USC Oregon's that week. Pitt, Georgia Tech, which could be a huge game.
I don't even know if I would be eligible for it
Why is that?
to go on game day. I don't know what Dave might have me arrested.
Right.
Yeah, that could be a conflict
Promoting
of
a
interest.
competitor.
Right.
Well,
I mean, you did it once.
but that was before Big Noon Kickoff.
Oh, that's true. I
Now, if Big
Blanked
Noon
on that.
Kickoff wants to go to Harrisonburg, I think that'd be a great idea.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
We got some breaking news right now. Brian Daboll has been fired.
tough.
Yeah, I think we all saw that coming. He almost got fired in that game against Denver when they gave up that big lead in the fourth quarter. There's a report coming out that said that they thought about firing him in Denver before they got on the plane. And then Mr. Mara got talked out of it.
You offered him to come have ice cream last night if he got fired here.
I did. I like Brian Daboll. I think he could be a good coach, a good head coach, definitely a great offensive coordinator. Just didn't work out for a lot of reasons. So that's the thing about the NFL is there's so many reasons why a good head coach might not work or a good quarterback might not work, especially right off the bat, and you only have like a small window of opportunity. So yeah, if there's Brian Daboll stock, I'm gonna buy it right now. I'm buying big time. He'll probably get a sweet gig right after this. Probably be an offensive coordinator somewhere and light it up. Bills might bring him back in as like a consultant. Yeah. Are you worried about the Bills, Mackenzie?
Yeah, a little bit.
I would be worried about the Bills if I were you.
Yesterday was not good. I wasn't too worried until yesterday, but now I'm officially worried.
Yeah. I would be worried if I was a Bills fan.
Yeah.
Like getting blown out by the Dolphins.
Not good.
Not good. The Dolphins took a timeout yesterday with 15 minutes left in the first quarter. I've never seen that happen before.
Right.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Now the Commanders get to play against the Dolphins in Spain. They should just leave both teams over there. That's my take on the situation. Big T, did you watch any of the Commanders-Lions game yesterday?
It was on in multi-view, yeah.
And the guest of honor.
Yeah, I actually didn't watch it live. I was doing something. But then I saw him call a play.
Yeah.
It seemed to be. Did Air Force One really fly that low over the stadium?
Yeah, buzz the tower.
It looked like AI.
Yeah, no, the plane flew right over. Yeah. Now, it was a pretty eventful weekend considering the Commanders are dog shit and kind of boring, honestly, right now. But on Friday, they said that Jaden Daniels might come back to play after a couple weeks. He should not. I just want to say for the record, do not bring Jaden back into this situation. Let him
shut it down.
Let him get healthy for the rest of the season, and then next year, full go when everybody's back and we're not the walking wounded anymore. But then also on Friday, your boy, President Donald Trump, floated the idea out there. What if we just name the new stadium after me?
Saw that.
How cool would that be? And my initial reaction to that was, I just want to like be able to enjoy my shitty team without having to deal with like Donald Trump inserting himself into it and then everybody getting pissed off about it. And then my second thought was, that is such a funny move for him to be like, hey, RFK, I know the stadium was going to be named after your dad. We're just going to name after me instead.
Were they going to do that?
Probably. It probably would have had. It's on the site of RFK.
No,
Stadium.
they're not giving up $30 million a year in ad revenue.
Well, you can name the field.
Sure,
Like
but the stadium will be named Northrop Grumman Field or whatever. Like it's
no, because I'm saying like in Kansas City, it's Arrowhead Stadium and Geehaw Field or whatever.
Yeah, but it will have a corporate sponsor.
There will be a corporate sponsor. I agree with that, but the stadium might not have it. It might just be the field because I think there's a couple teams that do that.
Maybe
The Browns do it.
The Browns do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that must have been a funny moment when RFK Jr. was like, "Well, yeah, good choice, sir. I strongly agree." I brought that up to Big Cat yesterday. He's like, "Don't people usually get stadiums named after them like after they die? Don't they usually not like request when they're alive to have a stadium?" Yeah, I think that's a fair point to make.
I mean, what the worst they can say is no.
Well, they're not going to say no. Josh Harris gave him like a jersey
Yeah, I
with
saw.
Trump 47
Gave
on
him
it.
the good jersey.
Gave him the really good jersey, yeah. And I think that Josh Harris is probably like, yeah, sure, I'll name it after you. And then no intention of following through with that. That's what I would do if I was Josh Harris.
Yeah, he'll forget.
Yeah, you just don't want Trump to like have a hard on for you and hate you when you share a city with him. So he's probably just like, yeah, okay.
That's why he had him to the White House to announce it.
Exactly. Yeah. But again, we're laser focused on the World Cup draw right now.
When is that?
That's Trump's number one job. First week of December at the Kennedy Center, I believe.
Yeah.
And Trump is going, I think they're going to let him draw the ping pong balls. They should at least. How was everybody else's weekend? Anything new happen? Anything interesting?
I flew during the government shutdown and survived. I made it back.
Very brave.
Thank you.
Stunning.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, the shutdown, it might be over.
Seems like it.
I thought that vote didn't go through.
It's not official yet, but it's going to, I think.
Wait. Wasn't there a vote last night, Sunday night, like late Sunday night, that didn't go through?
There are 5 Democratic senators that are breaking and voting to reopen the government.
I saw John Fetterman's one of them.
He is. I have a theory.
What's that?
I have a theory about all this. Have you been paying any attention to the Nancy Mace ongoings?
No.
And her crusade against the Charleston airport?
No.
Oh, man. Brother, you need to get up on your Mace. She's been a little do with the airport. The police or TSA at the airport leaked a news story a few weeks ago saying that she was being belligerent and swearing at them and yelling and causing a scene. Nancy Mace then got the security footage from the airport and has been tweeting about this incident nonstop since it happened. And she's claiming that the security footage shows something different from what the airport claimed. From what I understand, she was dropped off at a location that was like 100 yards away from where people are normally dropped off if you get like an escort through. And so then it took a couple minutes for the cops to walk up to her and be like, right this way, ma'am. And then she walked through the airport and then started yelling at them. That's what it looks like to me. But she's been going, she's kind of gone off the deep end, at least on Twitter. She's just been posting about it nonstop, saying, hold the line, because there's a deep state coming after. But what we've seen in the last, I'd say 5 or 6 days, is a lot of Republicans now starting to get on Nancy Mace's bumper, being like, she needs to step away. She's in poor health, clearly not mentally well. She should not be serving in Congress right now. Yeah. So then you start putting the pieces together. You ask yourself, what was Nancy Mace's vote going to be on releasing the Epstein files?
Oh, because I remember her crying walking out of it.
Yeah, and she was a yes. She's one of the Republican yeses to release the Epstein files. The Democrats also have a congressperson that has yet to be sworn in who will be a yes on it. Mm-hmm. That would be the deciding vote to release the Epstein files. It's a possibility, and this would be giving Charles Schumer a lot of credit.
Charles.
Yeah. Old Chucky boy. Not the biggest fan of Chuck Schumer.
No.
But in theory, it could be a move to get back into session in Congress while Nancy Mace is still there, swear in the new appointee, and then the Epstein files are released. In theory, that could be a move. I don't know if that's what he's actually doing or not, but yeah, highly recommend you catch up on Nancy Mace versus the Charleston airport.
Yeah, I'm reading about it right now. Yeah, I didn't know anything about this. Bad airport, by the way, too. I don't know if that's part of her gripe, but I've been to that airport. It's a weird airport.
It is. It's very spread out. It's got a lot of levels to it.
It's been a long time, but I just remember it being weird.
Yeah, it's a strange airport. I was just there recently. Not the biggest fan, so maybe Nancy's got a point. But yeah, she's trying to get the CEO of the airport to resign. She's trying to get like everybody fired at that airport.
What does the CEO of a Charleston-sized airport make?
I'm gonna guess $470,000 a year.
Really?
I don't know. What do you do as an airport CEO? You like cut the ribbon on a new gate opening?
Yeah.
It says on here, airport CEO salaries vary significantly, but can range from the high 300s to over $1 million.
What?
For example, CEO of Tampa International Airport made over $1 million in 2023. Oh, but the CEO of the Denver airport, which is obviously one of the biggest in the nation, made about $266,000.
I didn't even know this was a position, and I guess it makes sense in some sense, but like, yeah, what are they doing?
I guess you got to be in charge of just managing the different departments.
I feel like you also have to deal with relationships with airlines, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to negotiate like how many flights a year are we
Yeah.
getting in here? Should we
How
add
many
it?
gates do you get?
Should we add a flight from Chicago to like
New Orleans.
Athens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably what they do. I also was thinking about this yesterday in the airport. What does marketing for a airport look like? How do you market to an airport? Or how do you market an airport? Isn't it just like if I have to go to the city, I have to fly into an airport?
Yeah, that's another good question.
I feel like it's kind of a fixed amount of marketing you can do.
There's a lot that goes into it. Like every airport tries to be a little bit different, tries to put their own like pizzazz on it. So it's like, oh yeah, if you fly into Austin Airport, there's live music there.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
It's a lot of marketing the city, I think.
You know what I hate? I hate landing at an airport, and it's like, this is Mayor so-and-so. Welcome to... No, I don't care. I don't like you. I don't know you.
Mhm.
I don't want to... Let me listen to my headphones in peace. Leave me alone.
I agree with that.
Now, if you've got somebody cool to do it, like if McConaughey does it at Austin, Texas, I'll let that slide. But if it's just your mayor or governor or whatever, turn it off.
Now, why would you get paid only $200,000 a year to be the CEO of the Denver Airport? Unless
That's what
there's
I'm
like
saying.
extra money you can make on top of that. Or
Okay.
maybe it's just the prestige of having that position.
So I'm on which sounds like a PFT, like wet dream. I'm on an airlines message board
Okay.
called airliners.net. And this is from 2021. So obviously things may be a bit different now, but the top airport CEO is Tampa with around 600 grand. And then Denver is 266. O'Hare's 275. Cleveland Hopkins International Airport, one of the worst we've got, is higher than that. It's 304. And then like all of the New York airports are about 326. It feels a bit skewed. Columbus International Airport, John Glenn Columbus Airport, 392. But then like Dallas Fort Worth is 527. That feels pretty on par. Washington, 531. Pittsburgh, 534. That's a shit. Talk about a bad airport.
Pittsburgh?
Oh my God, you are stuck in 1987.
They've
in
got
that
the
airport.
statue of Franco Harris there.
Do they?
The Immaculate Reception, yeah.
Philadelphia, bad airport as well. Had to go there once.
But it's very interesting which airports choose to pay higher than others.
What do flight attendants make?
I don't know.
Because every time I get on a flight, I find myself thinking, if things ever go south, like you wake up, you go to you fly from Chicago to Nashville, you turn around and go back, you hand out some snacks. It's not that bad.
Yeah,
And I think they make solid money.
But what do you mean if things go south?
Well, here, wherever, in my career.
Oh, at first I thought you meant like if things go south on the flight.
Same.
Is that really
No,
who you want in charge?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
You want a big strapping man.
no, I meant if things ever go south in my career.
Gotcha.
I'm always thinking about backups.
Yeah, that seems like it would be a very tiring job. Because you have to do any job where you have to deal with the public that much. A lot of times
That's
people
true.
are upset because of things that are like so far out of your control when it comes to a delayed flight or weather, things like that. And then you have to deal with people who are mad and try to calm them down, but also be nice.
I'm seeing on here that the national median is about 65,000. They get paid about $30 an hour.
You got to work your way up, though. You probably have to start at a small regional airline.
I don't know how that works. I always see TikToks of people who were in like United Airlines or American Airlines flight attendant training, and they're like, I want to go to this
Yeah, I see those too.
base, or I want to be stationed here.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like pilots, because I know pilots have to do that.
I had a buddy that worked at a hotel when I was in college, and he was the same age, but he was working. And the hotel he was working at had a contract with, I want to say Delta, because they had a flight attendant training program right outside Dulles Airport. And so they would have all the flight attendants stay there while they went through training. And that guy cleaned up, let me tell you. He just had like a never-ending supply of flight attendants that were staying in his hotel for like a month at a time. That was
That's hilarious.
the best gig that man ever had. So shout out to him. But yeah, I think it would be a tough job to do. I don't think I would enjoy it.
And like people are like
mean.
Yeah, especially when they're traveling.
Yeah.
They're just like bothersome.
Flight behavior has gotten significantly worse since COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Agreed.
I just saw a TikTok actually of Nick Viall, who has his own podcast called The Viall Files. He was on The Bachelor, and him and his wife, for some reason, were in two middle seats and had their kid. They were separated in two middle seats. And the wife had their daughter, who's like a baby, and she asked the guy in the aisle if he would switch with her husband, who was also in a middle seat. She asked both people, and they both said no, obviously. And they were basically like, yeah. And then like my daughter started yelling, and I just kind of like let her be because like the guy didn't switch with me. I'm like,
whoa,
you both had middle seats. Like, why would anybody switch with you?
Every time I see one of those, it enrages me.
It was like I was fuming. Like the entitled, like. All like if you wanted an aisle seat, you should have booked your flight earlier and got an aisle seat.
You're
like,
not short on cash.
Yeah, it's like so absurd. But like it was like the entitlement of them being like, oh no, now I'm just gonna let my daughter scream, like make him hate his life, sort of thing is what they were saying. I was like, oh, you're both the worst people I've ever seen in my life. But it's like, why would anybody switch to a middle seat?
I will usually switch if it's like not to a middle seat.
No, if it's the same situation, just
Yeah.
like further back, that's totally fine.
Yeah, I don't care about that. It's
But
like
even
we're all
if
going to the same
someone's
place.
if someone said no, like then that's on them. Like I don't know, that's not your problem. But yeah, usually if it's the same seat, it's totally fine.
Yeah. What else we got in the news today here? 50-year mortgages?
Fucking 50-year mortgages.
50-year mortgages. That's the plan for how to make home ownership attainable for the masses.
Who came up with this? Because it wasn't Trump. Like it was somebody in his purview.
Yeah, he probably like a banker friend of his.
But
he's been in real estate. He's probably heard the idea before.
It's the dumbest idea of all time.
Yeah, do you want to never own a home? Here's a great way.
This is the WEF, you will own nothing and be happy.
It is, yeah. 50-year mortgage. So you buy a house. Let's say you buy a house when you're 30 and you pay it off when you're 80.
So, but it's not even that. I mean, obviously, yes, that is ridiculous, but you're paying $200 less a month to pay an extra $400,000 on the house.
Yeah.
You're also subsidizing demand, which is going to raise the cost of housing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the dumbest idea of all time.
It's a terrible idea.
It says that housing official Bill Pulte is the one who brought this idea.
Well, that guy's a moron.
So, according to this one reply guy on Twitter, if you have a 30-year loan on a $500,000 house, you pay $419,000 in interest. So
By the way, yeah, 30-year mortgages are bad enough.
That's crazy. You almost double the price that you pay for your home. A 50-year loan on a $500,000 house, you pay $700,000 plus in interest. You more than double the price of your home.
This is what we've done with college. Show me a graph of the price of college. I can point to you where the federal student loan program started.
This is absolutely crazy. Yeah, that's the solution of somebody who's like, yeah, there's no good way to bring down the cost of home ownership without fleecing everyone. I don't know what you do about it. That's beyond my pay grade, the housing crisis.
Yeah, not that.
But that sucks.
What about these stimmies that he was talking about?
A $2,000 stimmy? I saw that he was going to give a $10,000 stimmy to the air traffic controllers that didn't take their shutdown leave.
Okay.
And then if you did take your shutdown leave, you get a bad mark against you in his personal record book.
Okay.
And feel free to quit. But he's going to recommend a $10,000 stimmy for you if you stuck around. But yeah, $2,000 check. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with getting paid $2,000.
Well, you're not going to get it.
Who gets it?
It said not high income people, which I think for COVID was 100 grand,
Okay.
or it might have been 75.
Listen, I'm all for if he wants to give $2,000 to people, I'm okay with that.
You like that idea?
I'm okay with giving $2,000 to people that need it. Yeah.
Kind of caused crazy inflation last time.
Well, that's again, that's beyond my pay grade. I like the idea of people getting a $2,000. Well, if you give a $2,000 check to people who are like living in the low income sector, what are they going to spend that money on? That's what you have to ask. Are they going to spend it on? Are they going to pay down debt for the most part? Are they going to spend it on like holiday stuff?
It will circulate through the economy, which is then what caused some inflation last time we did it.
My guess is that a lot of people would use it to pay down debt or pay rent or pay mortgage, pay off a loan, credit cards. Is this from the tariffs?
He said it's a tariff dividend, but I don't know if I have the exact numbers. Like, we've made a couple $100 billion on tariffs, and this would be like 400. Like, it's more than we've gotten.
Okay.
I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but they're somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not smart enough to understand what happens when you give $2,000 to people that might spend it on like debt repayments.
Okay, President Trump announced the tariff dividend, a payment of at least $2,000 per American. We expect 85% of U.S. adults to receive this, resulting in $400+ billion handed out. It does not say how much we've made in tariffs, but about $440 billion this would cost.
Okay.
And also here's the chart of inflation after the last stimulus.
Got it. Is that strictly in the United States or is that
Yes,
worldwide?
That's U.S.
Okay. Yeah, 10% inflation was crazy.
But yeah, I don't know. It sounds like that one might not happen. I don't know.
I think he's in the phase of just saying stuff right now.
Yeah, in one weekend, that plus the 50-year mortgages, bad run.
50-year mortgage. Is anybody in favor of it?
I don't think so.
Have we heard anybody say like, good idea, sir?
I don't think so. I've not seen anyone in favor of the 50-year mortgage.
So in this graphic, it says FDR did the 30-year mortgage. What were mortgages like in like pre-Great Depression?
Well, I mean, a house costs 10 grand.
Yeah, what was a mortgage like? How many years were you paying that thing off in 1924?
I mean, I assume it was 15, right?
In the Roaring 20s, it was 15.
Well, I'm guessing. I don't know, because that's what we've got, 15 and 30, right?
Yeah, is there a rule against like how much real estate anybody can own?
I don't think so. Ted Turner owns 2/3 of the state of Montana.
He does, yeah. If you go out west, there's a lot of like massive landowners out there. But in terms of like big investment groups, people that like are now controlling most of the housing market, there should be a rule against that.
No, because they own all the houses.
There should be a rule against that.
I think Charlie Kirk proposed if your company's worth more than $1 billion or something, then you can't own single family homes. Seems more than reasonable.
Yeah, but then they probably form LLCs and they can buy them.
Yeah, I don't know how you put ways around that, but like BlackRock shouldn't be owning 20% of the U.S. housing market.
I agree. Foreign investors shouldn't be buying up houses and then holding on to them vacant and then flipping them 4 years later.
Right.
There should be laws against this stuff.
Wait, is that that's like happening out there?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Like BlackRock owns just like
20% was a made-up number. I don't know,
Okay.
but yes, they own a ton of single-family homes.
Okay, this is gonna sound dumb. Like, what are they doing with them?
Investments.
But no one's living in them.
Well, the price of real estate has been going up, and
Right.
a lot of people can't buy homes, and so they just sit vacant. But for some reason, the price of real estate continues to go up, even though fewer and fewer people can buy them.
But they're still technically owned. Wait,
They're owned, so they have to pay like the property taxes on them and all that stuff.
what a shitty thing to do.
But they figure that in a few years they can flip them.
One analyst says BlackRock holds about 6.7% of American homes for rent, which itself, it looks like that's the name of a company, which itself owns around 59,000 homes in the U.S.
Yeah, so you can hold them. Sometimes they're vacant, sometimes they rent them out. So you pay off your bills with that, and then you sell it in a few years, make some good money.
BlackRock states that it does not buy individual single-family homes in the U.S. for the purpose of renting them out. Instead, BlackRock invests in real estate markets broadly and holds stakes in companies that own homes rather than being the direct owner of large numbers of standalone houses. So they say, oh, we don't do it. It's these companies that we own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yes, they have a large number of houses.
That should be illegal too.
Yeah. Wait, and then I have a question about mortgages. I've never been a homeowner.
All right.
If you do a 15 versus 30-year mortgage, and PFT, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember when you had that mortgage fiasco when you moved here, and they thought that you owed like $7 million or something crazy.
Oh yeah, that was nuts.
You have a 30-year mortgage, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Obviously, if you have 15, it would be less interest over time.
Yep.
Higher payment. How often? I feel like I've only heard of people having 30-year mortgages. How often are people getting 15-year mortgages if you are like very wealthy?
Yeah, I guess if you have the money, if you're liquid enough to just, pay
a higher
mortgage rate every month. But then also it depends on what the markets are doing, because a lot of people, even if they are wealthy, will save that money on a month-by-month basis and then invest that in something else.
If you
So you could like buy let's say you had $50 million and you wanted to buy a house for $5 million. You could pay $5 million and just say, okay, I got this house
all
for
cash.
cash.
And then I have no mortgage. It's just mine.
And now it's just mine, and now I have $45 million in my bank account. Or you could say, yeah, I'd like to put down $1 million on this house, and then I'll pay the mortgage off on a monthly basis, and then I'll use the $4 million that I saved, and I'm going to invest that in something that's going to give me a return of 10% per year or 15% a year.
So it kind of cancels out the interest.
So you can make more money doing it like that.
Got it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to get into your personal financial situation on this show, I understand. But why do you have a 30-year mortgage?
Because it's lower monthly payments.
But what's your interest rate?
It was pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, do whatever you want. I just you.
It was like kind of a 6 of one, half dozen of the other situation.
Okay.
I'm also not a financial genius, and I'm also somewhat lazy at times.
Got it.
When it comes to doing all that homework, but it from my understanding, it was like pretty much a toss up.
Okay. But then why wouldn't you just want it paid off sooner?
Yeah, it could be a nice thing, but you also want to save some of that money in case there's a rainy day.
Sure.
Like I'm making a nice rainy day purchase this week. I can't wait to share it with you guys. Big T got a sneak peek of it.
How are you gonna break that out? Like just a Twitter video?
Ooh, I don't know. It might. You know what? I might take a picture of it and say on tomorrow's part of my take. Because one is bigger, the other's smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm just going to leave that up to your imagination. Guess what it could be?
You've talked about this recently.
Have I?
Yeah. I don't remember where.
I like to make a irresponsible purchase every now and again.
It might have been not public, but
this would qualify as one of those for sure.
What is one of those? Like, what's the range?
For one of those, anywhere between 3 and 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a big range.
Big range, depending on. This one's on the upper side of that one.
Got it.
Big T, also on your sheet you sent over, you're pumped up about this new TV show, Pluribus.
And I didn't want to be, because everyone and their mother was like, this is the best show ever. You have to watch it. Have any of y'all watched it?
I haven't seen it yet.
No, I want to, though.
It unfortunately is very, very, very good.
So how many episodes are out?
2. And I obviously don't want to give anything away, but it's very good. The first episode is awesome.
So it's from the creator of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
And I didn't like Breaking Bad. Couldn't get into it.
No?
Yeah, tried to watch it, didn't love it.
I've been rewatching it recently. It holds up. So Vince Gilligan's show, Pluribus, can you give me just like a elevator pitch?
I mean, it's hard without giving too much away. There's a woman who... I don't know what to say. I think the like tagline of the show is the most miserable woman in the world tries to save it from happiness, I think is the...
Okay.
because again, they don't want to give too much away. You just have to watch it. It's an allegory, I will say.
Okay. What's an allegory for?
AI kind of type deal.
Okay.
It's good.
I'm in. So we got 2 episodes to watch now.
Yeah, and then it comes out every Friday.
All right. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'm excited. I love Vince Gilligan. I've been watching that show, The Diplomat. Have you watched that one?
It's on Netflix, right?
Yep.
I watched an episode or 2 of it and didn't like it.
I enjoyed it. I burned my way through all 3 seasons. I give it 82%. It's pretty strong. 3rd season drags a little bit, but that's fine. It's good. I approve. But I will watch Pluribus.
Apple TV has kind of had most of the bangers that have come out recently.
Severance.
Those are the only 2 I was thinking of.
Yeah. Severance and Pluribus.
But
Yeah.
like how many original...
They had Task, right? Task?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not familiar with that
I
one.
keep meaning to watch that.
I've heard that's really good too. That's Apple TV, right?
I don't know. Never heard of it. How many new original shows have come out?
Or just
Shrinking?
think that's
Was that
HBO
on
Max.
Apple TV?
That's Apple TV.
That's Apple
yeah.
TV.
Like what's
Did
the
they have
best?
Slow Horses?
Yes, I saw that on there yesterday. I haven't watched it, but what's the best Netflix show that's come out recently? That's a new idea,
The Diplomat.
but that was years ago.
Season 3 just came out, though. There's a new show coming out on Netflix that is about the assassination of James Garfield.
I saw that.
Death by Lightning?
Yeah, and when the preview started playing, I was like, oh, shit, Nick Offerman. Oh, wait, no, that's not Nick Offerman. That's somebody else that looks just like Nick Offerman. Oh, wait,
really?
Nick Offerman's in this, too.
I didn't see this.
They got 2 guys that look like Nick Offerman, one of them being Nick Offerman.
Nobody Wants This is Netflix, but season 2 is.
What's that?
Nobody Wants This?
Yeah.
It's a girl show it's Kristen Bell and Adam Brody, and they're dating, and he's a Jewish rabbi, and she's not Jewish, and it's about them dating and them figuring out how to date in different faith worlds.
Okay.
Season 1 was very good. Season 2 is a more of a letdown.
I did see A Perfect Neighbor, and I turned that off like
Oh, really?
2/3 of the way through.
I was gonna watch that and haven't done it.
It's interesting. It's kind of creepy, and then something bad happens, and I just didn't feel like I wanted to watch the rest of it after that because it was like it's all a documentary that's done with like dashboard cam, body cam from police, telling a story about this one lady in this one neighborhood, and then shit goes off the rails, and then it just becomes too real, and I'm like, I don't really feel like spending my time watching this all play out. If you've seen it, you know what I'm saying. What else do we got to get into today?
Did you see who's on the Manning cast tonight?
Bob Iger
Yeah.
from Disney.
That's going to be... I hate all these people, man.
He's going to lay it on thick.
All of them. And I'm more mad at Disney than YouTube TV, but then YouTube TV today was like, hey, we'll give you a $20 credit, but you have to go in and claim it, so they're hoping some people don't do that.
Yeah, where do you go in?
They said they're going to send an additional email out with instructions on how to.
I didn't get an email. Awful Announcing, I think, tweeted out the link, and so I went in and did it. But they're just hoping. I mean, what percentage of people aren't going to do that?
A lot.
Most.
Yeah. 30, 40.
Yeah, you go into your local YouTube office,
Right.
and then you have to like type in your password.
So they're going to save millions of dollars just by doing that instead of just giving it to people. Also, it's $20, dude. Like, just give it, apply it automatically.
Yeah, apply the credit.
All these people suck.
They do. There is a congressperson that has introduced a bill that has expressed interest in coming on Macrodosing to discuss. I say we talk to him. I say we hear him out. I think our standing rule is that if you're a member of Congress, we will have you on the show.
Mm-hmm. Ro Khanna making headlines too again.
What'd he say?
Just about the government shutdown and like Chuck Schumer isn't
Charles?
fit to govern. Charles Schumer isn't fit to govern.
Yep.
But he's kind of going off about that right now. I keep seeing his tweets about it.
Yeah, I was doing a little bit of research on the guy that might come on to Macrodosing, and he seems, I don't know, I'm a little skeptical about him like putting this bill out there. It seems like it's something that's done to generate good publicity for him. But that's okay. We can play that game. But yeah, I did a little bit of research. Seems like an okay guy. So, yeah, he's welcome on the show. All right. Do we have any voicemails to jump into today on this beautiful, beautiful Monday, this snowy Monday here in Chicago? I fear that we're just going to be crushed with winter.
It's a bad start.
It's a bad
It's supposed
start.
to be a bad winter.
Yep. Oh, and Joe Burrow returning to practice. How about that?
I also feel like though with his team situation, it should be like Jaden. Let him rest fully.
Let him rest in peace.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Not even in a AFC North way. I mean, we're dead as it can be, so it doesn't really matter. But just like Joe has a lot riding on his life.
Well, the thing about the AFC North is
Everyone's bad.
it's not over.
No, unfortunately.
It's not. Like the Bengals, they could in theory still do it. I'm looking at their schedule right now.
The Bengals could?
The Bengals could. They've got 2 games against the Ravens.
Who apparently are really bad now.
No, the Ravens are good.
Oh, the Ravens are good.
The Ravens are good, yeah. But they've got 1 game against the Steelers, who they beat once this year. They've got 2 against the Ravens. So, yeah, I mean, the Bengals aren't dead. And then they finish with the Browns.
Browns are dead.
So, Browns are dead. But this, I guess it could make sense. Right now, with the Commanders, I'm full on tank mode. I say, let the losses pile up. You know what the shitty thing is about the Commanders, too? I've been blaming the coaching staff, the defense, because their defense is just absolute whale shit. And they're bad. They're like historically bad on defense. But then I was thinking about it on the drive in this morning. And I was like, I don't know what changes you could make from a coaching standpoint. I don't know how much of this is on the coach.
That's how I feel right now.
I feel like a lot of it is on Adam Peters, the GM, who's been I've been rooting for Adam Peters because it seems like he's been trying to do his best. He made a great pick with Jaden. He's had a couple other draft picks that I like Mike Sanders still. Ben Sinnott looked pretty good yesterday. It's encouraging to see him come along. Jalen Lane looks like he's a pretty good wide receiver. But he's also whiffed on a bunch of them. And trotting this old-ass defense out for a second year in a row, I don't know with like the perfect scheme what the ceiling on this old defense could be. I feel like it wouldn't be that high. So I don't know. Now I'm all confused. I don't know if I'm more upset at Joe Witt, the defensive coordinator, or at Adam Peters. But I'll sort that out. I'm confused right now. I need to have a moment of clarity at some point.
I feel like it's like the college football landscape too. Like the college football landscape in the NFL where it's like if you keep firing the coaches, who you gonna pick up?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And
like there's only so many coaches.
I don't think that we should fire Dan Quinn.
I like his backward hat.
I like his backward hat, and I think the team likes him. I think that he's a good leader. So I would like to keep him around, but that defense is just so bad. If we lose to the Dolphins in Madrid, that's a game that'll get somebody fired.
We lost to the Jets and nothing happened, so
that is true, but there's an extra element of going overseas and like making that long ass trip, and it becomes an event for your owner to go over there, and then the owner gets embarrassed in a foreign country around a bunch of their rich friends, and then they're like, we got to make a change.
Did you see this picture of where the Falcons and Colts played yesterday? It's the stadium in Berlin where the Hitler was for the Olympics, and it looks just identical still.
Yeah, it was the Jesse Owens.
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
Hey, Macrodosing Pod, this is Chris from Boston. I had a question about where you guys get your motivation. About 6 months ago, my friend and I started a car dealership, and it's been a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of work. So I guess I was wondering with Arian and PFT, on days when you guys aren't feeling 100% or you want to be doing something else, how do you guys push through and perform well? I mean, you guys both had jobs that were a lot of hours, a lot of work. I appreciate it. Stay handsome, stay beautiful.
Interesting.
Thanks,
Where do we find our motivation from? I think everybody's a little bit different. I think I just find my motivation from laughing and then hanging out with somebody that makes me laugh. I feel like that gets me energized. I don't really think I have a problem with motivation right now. There've been just like a handful of days where I've just been like, oh, I don't want to do this today. But those are like few and far between for me. I can't speak for Arian. But yeah, I think for me, it's just mostly about like, if I'm off to a slow start in a day, if I have an idea that makes me laugh, or if somebody else has an idea that makes me laugh, at that point, that like gets me rolling and I'm back in it. I'm like, okay, now we're cooking. Now let's do something.
I think he was asking also when you were a used dog salesman.
Oh, way back in the day. I tricked myself into being money motivated for a little bit.
Tricked yourself?
Yeah. When I was in sales, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna, if I can just close this deal today, it's gonna make me a lot of money over the next 6 months. And because I was working around a lot of people that were money motivated, so I was like, yeah, that's me too. And then after a while, after like a year of doing that, I was like, yeah, no, I got to stop lying to myself about that. I'm not excited about any of this stuff. But some people are motivated by money, and if that works for you, then God bless you.
I think it's hard to give advice to people like sitting where I am. Like, I have a very awesome job with very awesome people that I work with. And even if I'm not feeling particularly motivated, it's kind of easy to look at like, you could be doing pretty much anything else and having a way worse time. So it's like, I have fun no matter kind of what I'm doing here in one way or another, even when there's days where I'm not, doing the most extravagant fun thing. It's a very easy job to come in here and be thankful that I don't have to do used dog salesman type jobs or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, much like I would not like celebrities to tell me what my politics should be, I would never tell a small business owner like how to motivate yourself from the job that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think that everyone's different. So like, even if something is motivating for you at this job, it doesn't necessarily mean that it would be motivating for somebody else at a completely different job. But good for that guy starting a car dealership.
Yeah, I feel like I've never heard of that.
No.
Like starting it.
You can just do things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
I
I mean, that's motivation enough. You did it.
that does seem like
You started it.
a business to get into that, like, you're going to run into some resistance right off the top. Like, there's going to be car dealerships that are not happy that you're moving in on their territory.
There's
An
so much
up-and-coming car
competition.
dealership.
Yeah.
Yeah, upstart car dealership.
That feels like it's a high barrier to entry, but if you get going, like, car dealerships don't stick around if they're not successful. So
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to get more balloons than anybody else.
yeah, you got to have a great balloon setup
Yeah.
with one of the inflatable guys.
If you got more balloons than the dealership down the street, you're getting that sale. You're turning that car over.
Also, how do you start? Do you just like buy old cars?
Well, I guess it depends if he's talking about a used car dealership or a new car.
Right? Like, how do you get started on one of those?
Because a new car dealership, you have to have a relationship with the manufacturer.
Right.
And you got to like set up shipments and all that stuff. And you got to prove yourself in good standing to the manufacturer because they won't just let anybody sell their cars.
I don't think I've ever thought about how to start a car dealership.
A used car dealership, you just need to buy a bunch of old cars. And then you got to have like a mechanic, several mechanics. You got to have guys who are in charge of like cleaning the cars, vacuuming, moving them around the lot. Then you got to get salesmen. Then you got to advertise for like every youth sports league in your town.
Yeah. Sponsor all those teams.
Sponsor everything. Yeah. It does seem like a tough business to get into. So good for that guy for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're more motivated than most, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should be taking lessons from that guy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, yo, it's Chris from Scranton, PA. I just got done listening to the episode where you talked about prospective movers to New York City. So I kind of have a little bit of a backstory, and it starts with my girlfriend works for Microsoft, and it's kind of the pinnacle of her industry. She makes a ton of money there, but they have called her back to work 4 days a week, which is in Midtown, so it's not exactly an easy hop and a skip back to New York City 4 times a week. So we're looking at moving there, and right now I'm really struggling to find work in New York City. So any advice you have on places to move to? Maybe been looking at Jersey City and Hoboken. I mean, together right now we make about $200,000, if not a little bit more. But I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily livable in New York. I'm really nervous. It's my first time living in a major city, let alone the biggest city. So any advice you do have for somebody that's moving there without really much of a choice, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks.
Yeah, good luck.
Hoboken.
Good
or
luck.
Jersey City.
Hoboken, Jersey City, both good options. If you do live in Manhattan, it's going to be a shock to you what you can afford on $200,000 a year.
I wonder where they live now. Like, I wonder how much of a shock it's going to be.
Yeah, because he didn't say. He said it was difficult to go into Midtown 4 times a week, but how difficult?
Right. Like, is it Long
'Cause it
Island
may still
or
be worth it.
Westchester or Jersey or something? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I moved to New York and I got into my apartment, which was about 375 square feet, and I went to sleep the first night, and then it sounded like somebody was just hitting my walls with a hammer. I was like, what is going on here? And it was the heating pipes,
The radiator.
the radiator that was going off. And it was like,
Oh,
that's
gotcha.
just what I have to deal with every day now.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's
White noise.
it's a strange place to live. And then I was looking out. I remember I walked out my front door of my apartment onto the street, and I saw the apartment that my great aunt lived in for like 40 years, because she lived in the West Village for a long time, and she had passed away in like 1997. She paid, I think, $200 a month
Oh, that makes me sick.
rent control.
Oh my God.
And when she passed away, my family had the opportunity to take over her rent control, but we were like, no, nobody lives in New York. Why would we want that?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Then I was paying $2,700 a month to live in an apartment that was about a fifth of the size of her place, directly across the street.
Damn.
And even that has probably gone up exponentially since
Pro-
then.
Probably a lot. Yeah. And it was just the tiniest place ever. If I was walking across my apartment and Leroy was walking across, one of us had to get out of the way.
Oh, forget
I
it.
don't know what I would have done if it wasn't for COVID, because that's the only reason I was able to get my apartment. And then it turned out to be rent control, which I did not know,
Nice.
because I was like, I'm going to have to move out of here in a year.
Yeah.
And then I ended up being able to stay there until we came here. And I mean, that apartment was in a great location, but it was a terrible apartment. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to estimate square footage very well, but it was tiny.
I also need to know from this caller, like, how old they are. Did they say?
No, I don't think so. It sounds like it's just like him and his wife, though.
Yeah.
So I'd say like probably in his 30s, maybe.
No kids.
No kids,
No
right?
kids.
That'd be way different.
So you can make stuff work if you really wanted to live in the city, but
Yeah. I think if you don't want as much of like a shock immediately, then Hoboken and Jersey. Like granted, I worked in Jersey, so I wasn't like commuting into the city, but I lived in Hoboken like right after I graduated college, and I loved it. It was perfect. But I would go into the city and like hang out with my friends, and it's so easy to get to and from.
The
and,
path is a wonderful resource.
Yeah, and like living in one of those places is just not as like shocking as it is moving right into Manhattan.
yeah.
And Midtown is like you can get there on the path like super easy.
I mean, a lot of people that when we were all living in New York, a lot of people lived in New Jersey, like suburbs,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and just took the train an hour in every day.
Mm-hmm.
If that's something you also want to do, and just she'll have a longer commute. And then for finding a job, because he said he's having a hard time finding a job in New York. I don't know.
I would not.
I don't have advice for that.
Yeah.
No.
I would not even pretend to understand like how to look for a job in
Maybe
New York.
look for like a remote job.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like that's easier nowadays.
So
Yeah.
PFT, here's my apartment. It was that room.
Yeah.
It has doubled in price since I left.
Oh wow.
No.
What?
Literally double.
Just since you left 2 years ago?
Yes.
Let's see what mine is.
Great location.
You did live
But-
in an awesome location.
The windows only faced like a brick wall 2 feet away. So in essence, no windows. And it was a little studio that had enough room for my queen size bed if you climbed over it to get to the bathroom.
Oh, I was gonna say this is the exact same price that I paid, but it says delisted of on April 2020, which is when I moved into that one. So I'm not seeing an update on this one.
Mine has gone up by the last apartment I lived in has gone up almost 50% since I've left.
That's crazy.
And mine was a 3-bedroom, 1 bathroom with the bathroom in the kitchen.
Yeah, the kitchens of New York are just very depressing.
The bathrooms of New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My apartment, the kitchen was actually too big because I didn't use it really, and it took up half the apartment. I wish the kitchen was way smaller.
Just wasted space.
Yeah, like look at all that. That's as big as the room was.
Yeah, you don't need that kitchen there.
No.
Because nobody really cooks in New York either.
There's no space.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
Have fun though. It's awesome living there.
It is fun. There's definitely parts of it that I kind of miss, but
I think the ideal length of time to live in New York City is like 8 months.
8 months, yeah.
Yeah. And then get out.
Which 8 months?
March to like October.
Yeah, you don't have to deal with the wintertime.
Yeah.
No, I'd say
no,
summer's way
Summer's
worse.
the
in
worst.
the city.
I'd rather do winter in New York all day long.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
No air conditioning.
You get a little spring and fall also.
You
Whoa,
can
whoa. You didn't have air conditioning?
I had a window unit.
Yeah, I mean, that's
But no central air.
right.
No central air. Everything smells like piss.
Fair?
You get the mystery water.
Yeah.
The mystery water on the sidewalk that just hits you in your face.
Yeah.
You walk down into the subway and you're literally sweating.
Yes, there are cons.
You step onto the hot train,
Oh,
the train that doesn't have the
yeah.
AC going.
Actually, I will say I would like to change my answer because you got to have Christmas in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I would say November to June?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's perfect. Maybe October to May.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Because Christmas is the one month in New York that you're like, man, this actually does rock.
And these voicemails are being brought to you by our great friends over at Kraken. If you're going to trade crypto, you got to do it right. No sketchy platforms, no sketchy customer support. That's why we only trust Kraken. Kraken lets you buy, sell, and swap over 300 cryptos without the lag. You don't get the crashes. You don't get the clownery. If you're buying crypto manually, that's old school. Recurring buys let you automate your investments. You stack sats without even thinking about it. It's DCA done right. You buy more when prices dip. You buy less when they spike. And you can link your bank in minutes. Set it, forget it, let that portfolio grow. Kraken Pay means instant crypto payments. No more excuses. If you're covering a lost bet, splitting the tab after a night out, or sending funds for the next wild adventure, Kraken Pay lets you move money instantly. Zero fees, no banks holding things up. And refer your friends. Kraken's going to hook you up with up to $200 in USDG just for spreading the love. So quit waiting. Go to kraken.com/barstool. Not investment advice. Crypto trading involves the risk of loss. It's offered to U.S. customers, excluding New York and Maine, through Payward Interactive Incorporated. This episode is also brought to you by Part of My Cheesesteak, and we've teamed up with Penn Station East Coast Subs to offer a new cheesesteak that raises the bar even higher for cheesesteak lovers. It's the Mega Cheesesteak. Limited time offer for this football season. A one-of-kind sub built with a mega portion of steak, pepperoni, provolone, and American cheeses, sautéed onions, mushrooms, banana peppers, and mayo. It is delicious. They came here, they made us some Mega Cheesesteaks, and I never thought about putting pepperoni on a cheesesteak before, and it is absolutely worth it. It's a banger. It's a game changer when it comes to a sub. The pepperoni adds a nice bit of saltiness, a little bit of heat. It's great. It mixes in perfectly with the cheesesteak. And Penn Station East Coast Subs has been around for 40 years. They're huge in the Midwest. They are the OG in craveable grilled subs. The Mega Cheesesteak is available exclusively at all 320 Penn Station locations. You can literally watch your Mega Cheesesteak sizzle and melt on the grill. The Mega Cheesesteak with fresh cut fries, fresh squeezed lemonade, and a fresh baked cookie, that's an undefeated combo. It's the only place where fans can get the Mega Cheesesteak. Order it in-store, online, or through the Penn Station app for delivery. Shout out Penn Station East Coast Subs. They make one hell of a cheesesteak. Check out the Mega Cheesesteak today. All right, let's rip another voicemail.
Hey guys, it's Kobos again. My question for y'all is there anything that irrationally bothers you, just irritates you, but you kind of don't tell anybody because you know that it'll make you sound like an asshole? Mine is, and again, let me reiterate, I know this is a terrible take, but it kind of annoys me when I see pregnant women put their hand underneath their belly when they're taking a photo. I mean, you're not relieving the weight. No offense, but everybody knows you're pregnant. Like, I don't know why, and nobody knows this because it's an asshole thing to say, but for some reason, it just bothers me when I see it. And I was just wondering if there's anything that y'all know is irrational, but for some reason, it just might irk you personally. All right. Take care. Bye.
This seems like a great question for Big T.
I mean, there are so many, but it's difficult to think on the spot. I would argue they're all rational. I'm remarkably sensitive to the temperature in my home. But he's talking about like things that other people do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's that irrational because I think a lot of people also have this same peeve. But when they stand up next to the gate when a flight's boarding, and you can't tell what group they're in.
If
like,
you're not in group 1, sit down.
Yeah, like they're in group 3 and group 2 is boarding, and they're standing right at the entrance to the gate.
Yeah, I would say that's rational.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing here? Like you're just making it very unclear for everybody else.
Yeah,
where to go. Then line forms behind those people, and they're like, "Oh no, I'm not in this group."
Now I do get up there early, but I'm usually a group 1 guy.
And if you're not, you probably make it known that you're not actively boarding.
Yes.
Yeah.
What else?
Anybody? Ladies?
The pregnancy one is hilarious.
Yeah.
I think it's like sometimes like women just feel like they need to like, I guess they're not holding it up, but like it's just where else are you gonna put your hand? Like it's just so big.
I don't like all this horn business in cars. There's too many people, especially in big cities, they use the horn way too much.
Oh, I agree.
Way too much.
I agree.
It's like they're just driving and they're passing somebody, horn.
And like, what does it accomplish?
They're at a red light, horn.
Right. Only if like somebody's cutting you off or it's like important that they hear you. So you are like, get out of the way or something.
Yeah.
But not just because you're like angry. Like that does nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
I've got one that I think meets all these qualifications. When young people post on their parents' birthday or Father's Day or whatever, pictures of them with their parents who don't have social media, it's just like you're making it about you.
Yeah.
Like, just stop. No one else cares. And it's great that you love your parents. That's awesome. But go tell them. Don't tell me.
I agree.
Call them.
I see things that it's like they just like post pictures of like their parents like when they were hot. Like
yeah.
And it's like,
and they're like,
oh,
look
okay,
at how
so
hot my parents
You had
were.
a hot dad?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, look how hot my grandma was.
Right.
Yeah. I don't love that.
Wasn't she beautiful?
Yeah, that is a funny one.
This might be, I don't know if this really makes a lot of sense, but I hate when people say, if I were to say, oh yeah, like me too. I don't like when people say instead of to, as well or also.
Wait, you don't like which one?
But I like when people just say like, oh yeah, me too. Like I don't like when people say, oh yeah, me as well. I don't like that.
It's too
I
formal.
don't think I know anyone who says that like that.
I had a ex-boyfriend who used to always say like, he would never say like so and so too. It would always be like so and so as well or so and so also. And I was like, you are making this such an odd sentence structure in my brain, and it rubbed me the wrong way in my brain, of like, oh yeah, me as well. It's like, shut up. I don't like that. And if you use it, I'm so sorry. If you talk like that, I'm sorry, but I don't enjoy that switching out of words.
I've said this on this show before, but and I do my best. I really try to judge not lest I be judged. However, if someone uses the phrase "how come," I don't like you. I judge you immediately. I just, and something in my brain just shuts off. The word you're looking for is why. Why? There is no time when how come works better than why needs to be used. I just, something in my brain shuts off, and I just I really hate it.
How come?
I
Does. I do say how come sometimes, but I also understand how that sounds like a low IQ phrase.
I really don't like it.
I had a friend that was from Australia, and she used to get so mad when people would say what. Like if you didn't understand what she said, and you're like, what? She'd be like, that's so rude. So rude. I can't do it. But she was like, I say pardon. Pardon? Not like to her, what sounded like it was just rude. There's a relatively new thing. I say new in like the last 5 years or so. It's really caught on. People who say right all the time when they're explaining something.
Oh, yes. That's a big thing in podcasts now.
Yeah, it is.
Like people will say something and then be like, right?
Yeah. So I was ordering my food, right? And I was waiting for the delivery driver to get here, right?
Yeah.
And they like nod while they say right. And you're like, yeah, right. That's correct. Yes, you are correct. You were waiting for your food. You know who's a big right guy?
Joe Rogan?
That works here.
No, not here. College football player. Didn't realize he was a right guy until this weekend.
College football player.
Yeah.
Active college football
Active
player?
college football player.
Mendoza?
Nope. Ty Simpson.
Yeah, that's a big like Southern Alabama thing.
Yeah.
Like Jeremy Pruitt was like that. He would be like, or his was all right, and I think Saban kind of did the whole thing, same thing.
Saban would be
like, Yeah, Jeremy Pruitt would be like, so we had practice today, all right, and things that we like the way the guys looked out there, all right.
Mm-hmm.
He also refused to say the word concussion.
Why?
He didn't acknowledge them. He would say that like we had a player who had like 3 concussions in a row, and he said that he got his bell rung the first couple times, and then he got a third one, I think. And he was like, yeah, so I forget what player it was, but he was like, he went into the protocol thing.
Mm-hmm.
He won't say the word concussion.
He was a little shaken up.
Yeah.
And he had some cobwebs.
But yeah, right and all right, those are Southern things.
Ty Simpson, after the game, he was just talking about his team. He's like, anytime we're playing a football game right, you gotta have everybody, it takes everybody working at the same page right. And it just overloaded, flooded the zone with rights. And I don't want to judge him too much because he seems like a good kid. And that guy is destined to be a football coach at some point.
His dad's the head coach at UT Martin.
He is, yeah. And I guarantee you Ty Simpson will be a football coach.
Yeah. Listen
to him talk. He was designed in a lab to be a football. Yeah. He's already talking like Dabo. But yeah, the right guys.
Oh, I have one more.
Okay.
When this may be more, I don't know, but when people you've met 3 to 5 times and you see them again and they don't remember you and you have to reintroduce yourself like 6 times to the same person.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, Madeline, we've met at XYZ. And they're like, oh, I don't like that. And then it makes me feel bad. It makes me feel like I'm forgettable.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I agree.
That's just rude.
It's just rude.
Yeah, it's not as much as like a tiny thing. It's just kind of like a rude habit that people have. But when you've met, I follow you on Instagram. You follow me on Instagram. You know who I am.
That's one of those situations where if it's like a friend of a friend type deal or whatever, you just always say nice to see you.
Yeah.
That's what I always do. If there's even a chance I've met you before.
Correct.
Oh my God, nice to see you again.
Yeah.
And like, I'm also so like, I can be so awkward sometimes if somebody's like, oh, have we met before? And I know we have. I'll be like, oh, I don't know, actually.
You got to follow
because then
me.
I don't want them to feel weird about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I don't know, actually, if we did meet. We might have.
I'd be okay with name tags.
Yeah.
Like all the time.
Yeah. Like all the time. You can put your handle on there. It doesn't matter. It's some sort of name tag.
Yeah. But when I know we follow each other on Instagram and you're asking me what my name is.
Yeah.
I mean, you liked my story 3 weeks ago.
That's so rude.
I know.
So rude.
I hate that.
Mine is the we when people say we about sports teams, but I know it's silly, so very
You
irrational.
never say we?
I try not to because I'm not on the team.
I say we sometimes.
What's the cutoff? Like if you...
Like, I think college is fine. If you
attended the university.
Yeah. It's mainly only when people say it, and you can tell these people that, like, genuinely think, like, they'd be a better owner or, like, coach or something. And it's mainly just, like, because I've worked in sports. and like boys actually think they could like control the team. But
We can.
I know it's silly, so
We can.
I don't actually care, but it's fine.
All right. Well, that does it for nanodosing. And hopefully we'll have a congressperson on maybe Thursday. All right. Love you guys.